should Lucas Ribeiro Costa be called up for Bafana Bafana? Now, it's a topic because it's the international break, obviously. So Bafana Bafana is in action. And obviously the natural conversation is we've had two brilliant people, non-South African, perform, right? When I say two, I'm obviously referring to Gaston Sirino as well. One Brazilian, one Uruguayan. I believe Sirino might be eligible now for South African citizenship. I think he might be eligible to represent Bafana Bafana if Coach Hugo decides to elect him. Now, the natural conversation is would they fit? Why and why would they not be picked, right? So obviously when it comes to Lucas Ribeiro, I think it's a little bit more difficult. He might only be eligible in 2028, and by that time he would be 30, right? So if you putting it together, Coach Hugo said he would not like to select Sirino simply because he's also 33. That's one of the factors that he's looking at. And if he was looking for a replacement for Themba Zwane, who's 34 himself, I believe, he was looking for someone younger. Obviously that makes sense. He's hoping that whoever he selects, if they are younger, they're most likely to be present in the national team for a long time. So it looks like he's building Bafana Bafana for the future, which is a perspective I respect and I agree with, and I think is great, right? So yes, when we're talking about then Sirino, if Coach Hugo is still our coach, then if he's not going to select Sirino because of his age, then he probably would not select Ribeiro as well come 2028, because Ribeiro is 26 now and he'd be 30 in 4 years time. So come on, I don't know, it doesn't seem likely. And I also think Ribeiro is playing so well that he will get a chance to actually be called up for Brazil, and I think you'd prefer that. We know Brazil's national team is in shambles right now and they need to restructure and need to find some different solutions. So I do think opportunities will present themselves to select other players playing in different countries, not just in Europe, because people like Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo, they are failing to deliver on the national scale. So maybe look to your local solutions for Brazil and maybe look to other players playing internationally. I mean, this is not a video for Brazil, but it's for Bafana Bafana. But I'm just saying, I do think Ribeiro Costa, with his form, he's head and shoulders above a lot of players in the PSL. He's playing great football. I do think he'll get his chance to play for Brazil, and I think he'll take it. And once he plays for Brazil, one time the senior national team, I don't think he can come back to South Africa. But yeah, we move on. So another factor, Coach Hugo also says Sirino is not the type of player that he wants. To me, a little bit confusing, because I'm not exactly sure what he means by that. Simply because we are associating the replacement of Themba Zwane, who's currently injured, with a similar like-minded player who can play at 10 or who can play on the wing. And I think Sirino can do that. And they have similar age, they have similar creativity. In terms of their player profile on paper, to me, they look similar. Maybe he's talking about something different at right now. I'm not seeing it, but obviously he knows what he's talking about. So he doesn't want Sirino. Sirino's most likely not going to be picked, right? And I also personally believe that generally football is not about age. If he's good enough and he's young, he's good enough to play. Whether it's 16, 17, 18, 15, doesn't matter. Play him, right? So that also goes for the people that are old. If he's 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, and 40, then if he's good enough and he's playing well, he deserves a shot. If he's playing well, he deserves a shot. International football sometimes is about form. You need to pick your players based on form, based on how they would deliver in that moment, because you don't play a lot of games in international football, right? You don't play a lot of games at all. So you need to pick players that are at the top of their game so they can deliver the results at that moment right now. So for example, now we want to qualify for AFCON, we want to qualify for the World Cup. It's not like you can give a player who's off form a few games just to get back to their form and reach their best and hopefully it clicks. No, you need someone who's able to deliver the results now, because one game could cost us qualification. So international football is about, for me, picking players who are good right now and playing on form, and the league is more of waiting for a player to develop form. Club football is different. We can give a player that's not playing well some chances to have some appearances, to gain match fitness, to gain confidence, but not in international football. Luckily for Hugo he's doing extremely well as our Bafana Bafana coach, so we can criticize, we can analyze, but essentially it's working out for him. And it's hard to criticize when he's doing well and when he's right. Yes, it hasn't been perfect, but I think it's been extremely good since AFCON, and even in our qualifiers we're doing well. So with that being said, Hugo I am backing him. I trust him right now. He's obviously earned our trust. We deserve to give him a chance, and therefore we need to trust what he's saying. We need to trust the process. We need to put our faith in him. If he says this is what he wants, then that's what we want. Yes, we can have discussions, that's normal, that's football, but let's really critically analyze the results that he's been getting for Bafana Bafana, and it's been top notch. So come on. Almost perfect. We don't have a trophy yet, or we're not top of the leagues and things like that. But so far, so good. I think we'll be fine in terms of qualification. We are definitely on the right track. Let me know what your opinion is. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.